What's going on, Assassins? It's Dark Strider, and you know what? I kind of feel at this point like Ubisoft is speedrunning their own demise, and it's just psychotic. So recently, the New York Times published an article, and in the article, they stated that the Japanese are very excited about Assassin's Creed Shadows, that it is well received. It made no mention of the Japanese senator that wanted to bring, Ubisoft and what they're doing with Assassin's Creed Shadows before their version of Parliament, their, Senate or anything like that. And it gave wildly positive reviews. It said they're loving it. They can't wait for it to come out. And as we all know, there's a lot of unhappiness in Japan about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Well, a little research on the person who wrote the article, and we find out that the person was a Japanese consultant who was also a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee. I mean, the memes write themselves. I don't need to tell you why that's problematic, but I'll tell you anyway. It's problematic because it's very deceptive. It would be like somebody claiming that something was good, but they worked in that field, they work in that industry. McDonald's has the best food, and I work at McDonald's. Come on. It's it's ridiculous. This Sweet Baby Inc. is really, really becoming problematic. So, I don't understand. Zachary Small spoke with a number of individuals, including the game's creative director, Jonathan Dumont, the art director, Thierry, I can't pronounce his last name, and, he wanted to basically counter the backlash to Assassin's Creed Shadows and the ahistorical treatment of the game, its setting, its history, and everything like that. We all know there's a lot of backlash here. A lot. So, although it's kind of grounded in history because we know that there was a Yasuke, we know that Oda Nobunaga was, the daimyo at the time. So, I mean, there are some elements, but there's a lot of change. One of the biggest things, and what I say is the most problematic, is the fact that nobody can agree on Yasuke. Everybody is up in arms. They don't want to, claim that he was a samurai. There are some people that come forward with information that say, yeah, he had land, he had a sword, he had a rank. There are other people that said, no, he was just a joke. He was there for the memes, basically. Nobunaga thought it was hilarious that this dude who he thought had ink all over his skin was actually of that skin tone. And of course, nobody was there. Historical record says one way or the other. But the thing is that if you're tackling something like this, where you lose ground is where you have all kinds of other ahistorical things happening. It just makes it look sloppy. It makes it look like it's not done correct, which, I mean, the Japanese have said it's not. Okay? We know I've done a video where I explained that they put things in there that were not even ahistorical. They put things in there where it was like a banner of a reenactment group. Like, why did you do that? You clearly didn't pay attention to what's going on. And then little things. Like, they had a helmet like Yasuke would wear on display, but it had the knot that you would have for a display piece. And when he wears it in the game, it's also knotted as if it's a display piece. So little things like that, I could see the accuracy or the inaccuracy where people could say, hey, this is kind of stupid. Now you just look dumb. It would be like, a shooting game where the gun is aimed towards you instead of your enemy, you know? Little things like that. So a lot of people are not happy. This piece was written. They're, they tried to kind of fluff it up like, hey, we know that all these mythical and mystical elements don't exist in the real world. It's a game of fiction, but let me tell you about how you should ignore the ahistorical elements of what's going on here. You know? I could see the frustration. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are excited to play this game. A lot of people can't wait for it. The pre-order sales were really good. But, Ubisoft now, with everything that goes on, the more closer we get to this game, the more we see that Ubisoft, it kind of feels like an admission of guilt, where they know that they did something wrong and they keep trying to sweep it under the rug. But every time they sweep it under the rug, it leaves a big bulge, and you know that there's where the dirt is. We keep finding this. We keep seeing this. To a casual reader, it might look like, oh, this is fact. That's nice. They're excited about the game. I'm excited about the game. That's awesome. This is something that people have wanted forever. Forever. Since about the second Assassin's Creed, where we knew that we could travel to alternate areas in time. Everybody wanted to go to Japan. The original team, when Assassin's Creed was good, swore, we will never go to Japan. Why? Because they felt that it would be too cliche. Now, the older games, they did the research. They did so much research that even in Assassin's Creed Unity, Notre Dame is literally to scale. In fact, when it caught fire, I forget how many years ago, Ubisoft actually gave them the blueprints, the pictures, the designs that they had for Notre Dame so they could rebuild it because it was so accurate. What happened? Where did that accuracy go? Again, the game is set in fiction. It's science fiction. It's fiction. It's mystical fiction. It's all kinds of things, past, present, future, things that never happened, things that never existed. Was there a precursor race? Historically, we don't believe so. We know that there were ancient Egyptians, people of that nature. We don't have information that there was a legit precursor race, or that we're from another planet, or anything like that. So they have a lot of leeway to play around. But when you get to present day history, it gets weird. I mean, like Ezio, Rodrigo Borgia actually existed. He did not become the leader of the Templar Order. He did become Pope. Ezio did not fight him. Now, this is the reason that some people are like, okay, this clearly didn't exist, the whole Ezio thing. The Italians weren't angry that their history was played with. They weren't angry that the Pope was poisoned or anything like that. In the game, historically something similar did happen, but they're not mad at it. And people are saying, okay, so currently the Japanese are overreacting to this. You know what? Maybe they're built different. I don't know. Or maybe Ubisoft did do a lot of shady stuff and they're trying to sweep it under the rug. I don't understand how they are so vehemently trying to cover this up. Why they keep doing things like this, like puff pieces. Sweet Baby Inc. coming out and saying, hey, this game is going to be great. Don't worry about what we did. Worry about your racism. Worry about your, bigotry. Worry about your transphobia, My thing, I don't care about the transphobic, the LGBTQ stuff in it. I don't care about none of that. I just want a good game. Okay? History, I always tell you guys, you do not play an Assassin's Creed game for the history. If you do, you're dumb, and you deserve every failure that you get in school for trying to pass off a video game as fact. Okay? It's not fact. However, there is a lot of history to it. So it does have some loose connections to the history. That's kind of its thing. That's kind of what makes it Assassin's Creed. You go back in time, you find a hidden, shadowy organization, which a lot of people believe is going on today, that world governments have hidden, shadowy organizations around them. You are an assassin destroying that hidden, shadowy organization. And it works. It works. But the thing is, you have to have some level of historical accountability there. And here they are writing or getting someone to write a puff piece in the New York Times claiming that the Japanese are ecstatic over it. So look at that. That is inappropriate, because that just shows that the media is not even doing their research, where they didn't vet this person. They didn't check sources, and you shouldn't have to, but this is what they're doing. The apology, nothing's working. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts? Do you think that they actually did something wrong and they're constantly trying to cover it up? Do you think that there's nothing to worry about with this game? Or do you think that it's going to be a highly offensive game? Let me know your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah, yeet!